Hey guys, Dr. Christy Ennis. If you either feel or look like this when you're going to stand up, then this video and these exercises are really going to help you out today. Motion is lotion. So for this first one, you're going to stay seated before you even go to stand up. And it's just about little motions. So I usually like people to start to do a little march, right? Gets those hips going. If you do a little extension, you may hear some snap, crackle, and pop, but that motion is going to lubricate those joints to make it a little bit easier when you go to stand up. You only have to do a few at a time. You can even add a little leg pull apart. So those are my three favorite for this kind of seated flow right here. And then it should make it a little easier to stand up. If you want a little extra boost, this is where you can pull out the Derma Edge if you're sitting. And you're going to do just a little soft tissue work while you're sitting there, even before you do those little motion exercises. And that's going to get that blood flow going even more. I will link that for you guys, but it's at drchristyennis.com/derma-edge. For our second one, you're going to do this right while you're lying in bed. And you may notice, like me, that if you go to get out of bed, it's not so easy unless you're, my 15-year-old son who can leap out of bed in the morning. So before you get out of bed, you're literally going to just take that heel and slide it up towards you. You may start out and you may only get a little bit of motion as you go, but as you do this more, you'll get a little bit more motion. Now, if this is too much and you really just can't get there, you can actually take a strap or a towel underneath that heel and then use your arms to kind of help you guide that heel along. If you want a little extra oomph, you can add a little bridge to this. So I'm going to slide until I can get my foot hopefully relatively flat, and if you can't get it flat, that's okay too. And then add that little lift. So now I'm starting to work those thighs too at the same time, and obviously I'm working on both sides. So shoot for about 10 to 15 repetitions. All right, this last one is a little bit more advanced. It requires just a touch more knee flexibility, but it is awesome. So if you take a hand towel and roll it up, again, we're gonna help with that bending of the knee. If you stick this kind of behind that knee, not even kind of, but stick it behind that knee, it helps to gap that joint a little bit. So let's say maybe your range of motion is here. With this towel, a lot of times you can give just a little extra squeeze and get a little bit more motion. So you can squeeze and hold for a second or two and then let it go. Make sure you're not making this painful though, right? It's not about no pain, no gain here. Trust me, that usually doesn't go well for this kind of stuff. Nice and gentle, 10 or 15 reps. And then I'm going to give you one bonus exercise now as well that uses an exercise ball. This last little bonus for you is because not everybody has one of these handy dandy balls, but I love this again to get some extra motion. So if you stick it under the leg that has some difficulty moving and help kind of slide that knee towards you, it really can work very nicely. If you want to make it even a little harder, the leg that's on the ground can bridge up. And then you can even get a little extra added motion there. And then if you're super advanced, you can put both of those legs on the ball, add that bridge, that's kind of level 1. And then level 2, 3, 4, and 5 is actually rolling that ball in and then coming back down. Usually for that one, I have people do a few less repetitions, but for that first one, again, stick with that 10 to 15 reps.